Troy Bramston now, the senior writer at The Australian. How significant is this moment? Troy, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Peter. It is very significant. We don't really see a new Labor government all that often in Australia. This is, of course, only the fourth time since the end of World War II that a Labor administration has been sworn in. It'll be, as you say, Peter, a quintet of Labor ministers, just five. You know, it evokes memories of Gough Whitlam's duumvirate government in 1972, where he and Lance Barnard, his deputy, ruled for 14 days and held all portfolios. So, look, they're wasting no time in getting to business this morning. And as you say, the new Prime Minister, the 31st, Anthony Albanese, will be heading to Tokyo later today.
And then they all get divvied up properly next week, right?
That's right. There'll be a Labor caucus meeting, I'm told, probably Monday or Tuesday next week, and then a few days after that, there'll be a swearing in. So we're going to have this quintet of ministers running the country for at least the next week.
Are you expecting any surprises as to who gets what eventually, Troy?
I think there's always going to be some changes between ministers who held shadow portfolios and then who holds portfolios in government. And of course, we know Kristina Keneally's political ambitions have hit the fence yet again. Yeah. She has not been elected in the seat of Prospect. That's a devastating loss for Labor, a very, very super safe Labor seat she was not able to get. So that's a portfolio of home affairs and immigration that'll be up for grabs for somebody else. And I suspect there'll be some other changes as well. But the key portfolios, especially these five ministers today, will remain the same.
Well, I was going to save that for the end, but we may as well go that now. So is this the end of Kristina Keneally's career politically?
Look, I think it is. You know, it's said that she keeps failing upwards. She led New South Wales Labor to its worst defeat since the party was founded some years ago. She didn't win the Bennelong by-election. She didn't have the support of her party colleagues to remain in the Senate at this election, and now she's lost the seat of Fowler. I mean, it was a terrible decision. Many people, including myself, called it out. You can't just parachute someone from the northern suburbs of Sydney into Western Sydney and expect them to welcome that with open arms. I mean, this is a lesson for both political parties. You know, you can't take electorates for granted. We've seen the Liberal Party, of course, lose a suite of seats to Teals, and now we've seen Labor lose one of its own heartland seats to a very good community independent in Daly. And it's a lesson for Labor too. Don't take constituencies for granted.
Yeah, and you mentioned those words failing up when it comes to Kristina Keneally, and people always ask the question, and I'm not sure there's ever been a good response given to it, but why does she keep getting these opportunities?
Peter, I don't know. I wish I could answer that question. It is something I've asked so many Labor MPs, you know, over the years. Why do they keep promoting her and giving her opportunities when she just keeps failing again and again? And this is a very costly failure because this is a very, very safe Labor seat. You know, the heart of multicultural Western Sydney. This is the salt and the earth Labor base, and she lost it. She lost it for the party, and she should pay a very, very high price for that. I think it is the end of her political career.
Well, some have even suggested that there may well be a diplomatic post that is coming up either in the UK or in the US when Arthur Sinodinos wraps up. I mean, are you going there?
Look, that's been speculated. Kevin Rudd has also been speculated, I've been told, from Labor people about being appointed ambassador to the United States. Look, there will be some political appointments, but Kristina Keneally, I mean, Jesus. I mean, if he did give her a diplomatic appointment, we know, because we've got evidence that would not go down well in the Australian electorate.
Just more broadly speaking, Troy, the whole two-party system fraying at the seams, is it gone now?
Look, it's been in terminal decline for some time. Let's start with Labor. Look, looking at a 33 to 34% primary vote. Labor has never won government before with a primary vote that low. I mean, Bob Hawke did it with 39% in 1990, but this is a dramatically low primary vote, and Labor is going to just be able to eke out a victory. You know, they've been able to stitch together the seats, but it's going to be a very, very narrow Labor majority, maybe one or two seats or even a minority. And of course, the Liberal Party has lost its heartland. The Liberal Party, I think, is now facing its greatest crisis since it was formed in 1944. It has lost blue ribbon Liberal seats right across the country in every mainland state, either to Labor or to these Teal independents or the Greens. So the Liberal Party is in real crisis about what its constituency is. Who votes Liberal anymore? I mean, who are they appealing to? Because a lot of their supporters felt homeless. they felt they could not continue to support that party anymore, and they've moved to another party or an independent.
Okay, yeah, and watch an emboldened teal movement in 3 years' time. I'm sure they're not going to stop there. Troy Bramston, senior writer at The Australian, appreciate your time and your insight this morning.